Good afternoon, everyone. Yesterday I shared about the single woman, and today I want to kind of touch on the single man on relationships. Why relationships? I believe we can build better, we can build stronger, we can actually create an avenue where we resolve conflicts and we make life beautiful in our own relationships that make life become better when in a relationship. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Kemi Shugle. I'm a certified professional coach, a multi award winning author, and an international speaker on relationships. Yesterday, I spoke about the woman. Like I said, my mission in life is to support single men and women to find who they are, understand, and experience love prior to being in a relationship or while in a relationship, and creating a relationship that will make their lives become better, not bitter. Yesterday, I shared on the single woman. Today, I'm sharing on the single man, the bachelor. And today I'm using a cable. Yesterday I shared using the plate to describe the relationship with a woman. Today I'm actually using a cable to describe the relationship with a man, with himself, prior to finding love or while in a relationship, and how to be able to better resolve conflicts. Today I said the cable because the cable is made up of several other cables within it. This is a cable that plugs into the TV, that plugs into the cable box, that actually transmits all your TV channels to you. But within this cable are several cables, and within all the several cables copper wires that put them together. If you were to take this cable apart, you will see the different cables inside. This is for my TV, so I can't really take this apart to explain. But if you take this apart, there are different pieces of other cables inside of it, as well as copper wires that plug into this, that make up what plugs into the TV. As a man, you're made up of so many parts of you that you may not see on the outside, but what you see is this. And what you see may not be what you really need to connect to, because what you see may actually awaken your ego and allow you to only tap into that. But there is more of you on the inside that you may not really connect to, that when you connect to a woman who is actually a good woman, but you don't really see her goodness because you haven't connected to what you're made of, you kind of shun her off because, again, ego and fear may have been awakened by some things you have experienced as a child or as an adult, and you haven't really connected or tapped into those lessons and begin to grow with them. So what happens when you connect to a good woman, but you're not really sure of what you're made of, is that you don't click. This has to click for you to be able to connect to the TV, but you don't click, and that synergy is not there, that connection is not there, and you're not able to plug in or even get any channels. It's like you as a man wanting to watch sports. You just don't, without this being plugged into your TV, you can't really get the channel that you really want to connect to and watch. And so when you have to take yourself apart and allow someone to really tap into you and show you all those missing points that you haven't connected to, that make you this strong to be able to connect to this piece here that actually connects to the TV, you don't really know what you're made of. And so you may be in a relationship where someone brings to your awareness those things, but because you have experienced certain things as a child, you have that fear that has developed. The fear has also created illusions, and the illusions are not really allowing you tap into your true core, your true essence, to really connect to those things that you need to discover about yourself. You discard that relationship. It may also be that, something happened and you were in that relationship, you were giving your all, but because you haven't really discovered yourself, the woman took advantage of you and left you all alone feeling rejected. But without you really connecting to what is on the inside of you that makes up this strong cable, that makes up the strong man that you are, that makes you connect to the core, that single piece in here, that single copper wire that makes you connect to that woman that is your missing read, you may be missing out on a lot. We all are made of different parts. Like I shared about the woman yesterday. If you break a dish, but you ignore the tiny pieces of the dish, when you become broken, you won't really connect, because those tiny pieces are what awakens you to what is missing in your life and cuts deep through when you don't know who you are. The same applies to the man. When you have a broken cable, when you have a broken cable, you're not able to really connect to the TV. When you have a broken cable, it may also bring some sparks. Those little sparks, because again, there's that breakage, there's that loose copper wire within that's not really connecting. Those little sparks may spark something in your life to awaken you to some truth that is missing in you that you need to tap into. It may take several women bringing to your awareness what it is, but until you begin to really humble yourself and come into that place of wanting to receive those things that you haven't connected to, that make you really strong to be able to connect to the real woman that you was designed for you by God, you may miss out. And you may connect to the ones who will pretend. People do pretend. Actions always speak louder than words, but sometimes people can camouflage their actions to win you over, and until you get into that marriage or that relationship before you begin to see the true light of who they are. It happens to men, it happens to women, but men experience it more than women do when women pretend. And so you get into that relationship without really finding how strong you are, without really understanding yourself as a single man or a bachelor. And without really understanding yourself, what you're made of, those several wires within you that make you this strong, that makes you plug into that woman when you connect in that relationship spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically, you may not really know what you're getting into. And so breakups happen. And what you connect to after the breakup is what is on the outside, but not what is on the inside of you that really makes you strong. Those little disconnected pieces of copper wire within you that, you know, is causing that disconnection are the things that you need to connect to. It may take one woman showing it to you, it may take several women showing it to you and helping you really understand who you are. It may take several life experiences to help you really find out what is missing. But it's going to take you humbling yourself to be able to learn how to do this wire back, put this wire back together, connect to that piece that ties you together, that woman who is your missing rib that will help you become, that cable again to plug in into that relationship with minimal conflicts. How are you going to discover? The question for you is, what are you going to do in 2017 to help you connect to everything that is within, that is not visible to the eye, but is within, that you haven't tapped into? Because without you connecting, that missing piece will not hold you together to connect to the right woman that plugs you in to the right relationship. What are some of the things that you can work on within yourself as a single man? You may have been divorced, you may have never been married, you may have been separated and you're looking to reconnect. But what are some of those things that you can tap into that help you become strong again? To be able to really connect with that knot, that missing rib, so that you can plug into that relationship that's not bringing out the sparks of the disconnection, but bringing out the sparks of love and helping you really connect to the real you, your true essence. Without life, there will be no relationship. Without relationships, there will be no life. But you have to find the life within you. That's a quote from my book, Beyond the Pain. You have to find within you everything that makes you up, so that when you're really ready to connect to this screw, that missing reed, and plug into the relationship, it's not going to be a relationship that will break you, but a relationship that will make you become stronger, become better, become wiser, and not leave you bitter. What are some of the things and I'm taking questions. If you have questions, feel free to type them in. I would actually be answering your questions at the end. What are some of those things that are missing within you, that has been brought to your attention by either a woman that broke you, that you can tap into prior to getting into another relationship? Like I said yesterday with the women, Valentine is around the corner. But without you really connecting to everything that makes you that strong man, and really finding the screw that fits in so that you can plug into that relationship, you may be plugging into the wrong socket. The screw, your missing rib, may not be the one you're connecting to. It may be somebody packaging up themselves to you, and you're not really understanding you first so that you can understand what you need to connect to. And without understanding, you can connect to anyone, but without really connecting to the cords within your core that make up that strong cable, you may be bringing up sparks that will result in you losing yourself further in the process than really connecting to yourself as a man. What are some of those things that you can do today to begin to tap into that? I really want us to get relationships right in 2016, 2017, and really, really build on a healthy one. As a coach that supports men and women, I see men who come, but ego does not allow them to receive because they haven't they have that fear of allowing themselves to open up. But without opening this cable and looking within, you will not know when it's faulty and where to find the fault, where to really work on it, to build on it, to connect to it. You are strong enough as a man. That's why God made you the man, to be the head, to find the woman, to leave your parents and cling to her and become one with her. But when you're not yet one with yourself, it may be hard to be one with her. You may be seeing two people instead of the oneness. And without you seeing the oneness, there will be a lot of conflicts that you may not resolve in your relationship. How are you going to begin to connect with those cables within you that make up this strong cable here, that will allow you find the right screw to fit in so that you can plug in into that healthy relationship and avoid the toxic ones? When you know and understand yourself as a man, it becomes easier to know the kind of woman you need. And even when you're not 100% ready, you will know when you meet her and you're able to say, I'm not there yet. But as I'm working on me in humility, allow me to do me first, to get me right first, so that when I get me right, we can connect and build. And if it's actually the right woman for you, she'll be there with you through thick and thin without having any expectation or having any hidden agenda that is unknown to you. You will know. You will know when she shows up. When you know yourself and you're built enough to be able to tap in and connect and the screw fits, you will know. But working on you allows you to build stronger with you first. without playing the games, without, being shady, or without wasting anyone's time, but you know what you need for yourself in that moment. In that moment. I wanted to share that this morning because I believe helping, hi Yinka, I see you. I believe helping the man understand makes it easier when you find yourself in a relationship. Allow the ego to slide. Allow the ego to slide and really sit within you and find out what you're made of. You're good on the outside, but is the inner work done? Because everything on the outside will be destroyed with time, fades with time. But what you're made of on the inside is what holds you together. Even when you go through trials, even when you have conflicts, it's what holds you together and allows you to be able to communicate effectively without really having an outburst because you've connected to everything you're made of and you know what is on the inside of your cable. You know. And if you become much more aware, consciously aware of what you're made of, because what you're made of is what drives you to find a partner that will complement you based on what you're made of. But without knowing what you're made of, how would you know that partner? When you come to stand the test of time, she may not be standing with you. If this is loose, you can miss it. If it's loose and you drop it, it may not fit. You may not tap into that relationship and connect with the core because she's part of your core. But without you knowing your core, she cannot complement you as a woman. You can get one who can pretend because she wants to, be in a relationship that yields into a marriage. But when you cross over to the other side of the relationship and you're now married and you begin to see the mask fall off, the skeletons fall outside her, her cabinets, it will be difficult for you at that time to handle. But when you know your core, when you see her, your core relates with her, not on the physical side, but on what she's made of on the inside. What she's made of on the inside allows you to connect first than what you see on the external. Beauty without character is vain, and beauty fades with time, with age, but the character stands, integrity stands, and that is what you need to connect to as a single man when you're connecting to a woman. But you can only connect when you know what you're made of on the inside and how this screw fits in with you to be able to get the sports channel that you need to tap into. A relationship based on the solid foundation is hard to be broken because when the winds come and the waves come and the storms brew, you're both standing together as one. A man will leave his father and mother and cling to his wife, and whatever God joins together, no man can put asunder. Because you know what you're made of, you know how that missing rib can fit into you. You understand that the oneness is for a lifetime. And you're able to recognize what you need, not what you want. Because the want would only satisfy the temporary things that you're looking to accomplish, but will not be there for you for a lifetime. Your needs go along with you and help you become stronger, wiser, and better, not bitter. Your wants may lead you into bitterness and resentment and a life of fear, because once that is broken, you begin to find it hard to trust any other woman, and your insecurities may be on the fly. But what are you going to do in 2017 to begin to see that? To begin to see that, to begin to embrace that, to begin to relate to that, to begin to understand what your core is, what you're made of, so that as you connect, it becomes easier for you to connect to someone. To connect to a woman. What happens when a man is broken is they find it hard to get back into a relationship. They find it hard to build on another relationship because they're still looking at the fear of being rejected again or be broken again. But once you know what is within you that makes you strong and is not easily tossed or broken, yes, you can flex it, because you have to be flexible in a relationship, but cannot break you. You cannot go wrong when you know you, when you understand you, when you know what you're made of as a man. I wanted to share that this morning and connect to the men out there and encourage you in 2017. Find out what lies within you, those other copper wires and those cables that are tied together, so that when you get into that relationship, you find that peace that connects you with the core and connects with your own core. It's not a relationship that can be easily broken, and you have minimal conflicts because you know and understand you, and you know and understand what you need. And when you see what you need, it becomes easier for you to know and understand what you need based on where you are with yourself. I hope I'm able to relate with someone today. If this connects with you, I encourage you to connect with me via email or via Facebook. Email is coaching@kemishogunle.com. Let me know how I can support you. Share this with someone who you know may need this video. Spread this video and let other people tap into the knowledge and begin to build healthy, stronger, and better in 2017 and going forward, than remain bitter and resentful and not really grow in life or in relationships. Life and relationships can be so beautiful when we work on ourselves as individuals, so that when we know us, when we understand us, it becomes easier to know what we need to complement us, and we refuse to settle for less than we truly deserve. Knowing that people can pretend, but we're not looking at what is on the surface, we're looking at what is on the inside, the core that we can connect to and relate with. I hope you all have an amazing week ahead. Never stop loving while living. When you stop loving, you stop living. And when you stop living, it means that you're dead. But while you still have the chance, as a man, connect to everything that's on the inside of you, so that when you find that missing piece, you all fitting together and plug into that healthy relationship that will make you become better, not bitter. You all have an amazing week. God bless. Bye bye.